so that the ideal is replaced by the mental image, right, of what
Hmm.
that idol or god represents. Um, and the sacrifice of an animal by the deliberate extinction of the lower appetites. So I read somewhere that what differentiates us from animals, because we are animals as well, but what differentiates us is our consciousness, intellect, etc., etc., and the power or the capability to manage the animal-like instincts that we have, because we are animals still. So we all, it's not bad or sinful to experience envy, anger, the sinful traits. But what is sinful or considered sinful is not having, letting all of these feelings to overwhelm you, and not having the courage or the awareness to manage them,
Yeah.
and say that everyone is god, and everyone, the god lives within each one of us. So which is why um, the bali or the animal sacrifice that we do is deliberate extension of the lower appetites of the animals. I think that was very much wow for me. Like I want to put it on a poster and put it on my wall. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, if we have to like read the Kashmiri part of that verse that we are discussing, it's very archaic, the kind of Kashmiri that is written. I saw it at the on Kashmir ikashmir.net, but if you have, and that's like in written in English. So I'm wondering, I mean it's like English letters, but if you have like the Kashmiri lettered one, that would be great if you want to
Mm.
read it out.
Um,
Laz kaise Laz kaise sheet nivari. So I don't even know, because it says it's talking about shame, but I don't know any word here which actually means shame. Tran zal karan ahar. Ye
mm.
ye kemi vyapadish korui hut bata as
Ah,
astan vatas satsithan dun ahar, means he's talking about the stone, but satsitan, I feel like I would learn a lot of Kashmiri if I got the
yeah.
words right, but since it's written in Kashmir, like English, I don't even know like what it is saying, trying to say like the word that is. um
But the because I would, when I was reading that book Lal Vaakh Revisited, and I would put it on the family group. Apparently, the ones that I've learned Kashmiri with, they also won't know the meanings.
Yeah, because
It,
it's
it,
very
it's
archaic Kashmiri, which is probably like Sanskrit, like closer to Sanskrit than what we speak right
mm,
now. And
mm,
I was wondering if you have the Hindi or something that is written in like Sharda, which we could read easily, maybe from the other book that you
yeah,
had.
yeah. I'm not carrying the book,
Yeah,
but I think that's the way that I would love to go as well. Like I'm sure I'll be comparing the two
yeah.
when I'm
Let's
also
always
reading
keep
the.
those two, because unless we have that PDF version, then I would love to have that.
Mm,
Anyway, so the translation, it covers your shame. That's what is written in ikashmir.net. But you already read
mm,
one of its translations by Hoskote. It covers your shame, saves you from cold. It's food and drink, mere water and grass. Who counseled you, O Brahmin, to slaughter a living sheep as a sacrifice unto a lifeless stone? So that also actually kind of hit me, because it also made me angry, because like it's almost like she's angry about us, and I'm like, you know, is this like is this wrong, or is it like
mm.
but again, like, I think going back to rituals and going back to what we have as part of our practice. Another thing that actually was something that I read was, comes back to what we have been, it's like a running theme, right? about consciousness and like Shaivism and who am I and who are you, and we are all the same type. So that was in one of the pages, and I can't say the page number because it's a Kindle thing, but it's
Mm.
it says, wrapped up in yourself you hid from me. All day I looked for you, and when I
Yeah.
found you hiding inside me, I ran wild, playing now me, now you.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
thought that was
And
beautiful.
yeah, and I had a prayer in school. You have these Kabir Ka Dohas and again, all a part of the Bhakti movement, right? Who discarded the faith or ritual based worship and went on to discovering oneself, awareness, etc., which was "तू ढूंढता है जिसको बस्ती में या के वन में वो सांवरा सलोना रहता है तेरे मन में." So as someone in eighth grade, I was like, I just read enough to know that I should pass in the essay or the comprehension bit, and I should be able to say that the author mentioned it. But when I read this, I was like, oh, so that's what it meant.
Yeah.
That it's not okay. It doesn't mean that if you go to a temple, God's not there, and we should suddenly stop visiting temples, etc. The vibrations and all that matter. I think uh, it's it's that putting too much emphasis and eventually restricting yourself that God is only in temples, not in you, not in me, not in the home, not in the places that we stay. Which is what she kind of has a contempt for. And then again, which takes me back to the note that the author said of there are just different ways. You want to follow the bhakti way, you want to follow the Nyan way, you want to follow some other way, you want to mix it up, like Lalda did. Just just do whatever helps you find God or takes you to your progress in your spiritual journey. That's about it.
Yeah.
But very very interesting here.
Yeah, absolutely. I think that theme keeps coming back, saying no matter
Yeah.
what you do, whatever you do, wherever you feel that that it hits your core, you just pursue that and you will reach whatever it is
Yeah.
that appeals to you. Yeah, so I love that, and um, maybe if you guys want to read a few, if you have the book, both of you who have not read so far, if you want to read like a few pages, you actually, it's just a very easy. In the introductions itself, there are some um, couplets that she has written, and we have covered two. So each one of you can cover one each, and um, then we can just go ahead with what is written about it. While they find their verses, um, what I also noticed is that they have so many people have actually covered Laldet, so everybody has a poem number, and everybody's poem number is different. And I'm kind of
Yeah.
going crazy looking up one
Yeah.
and two, and they're like JK47, BPN
B
150.
for GR 221. And I'm like, what's this Da Vinci code like stuff going? Yeah, ek saath kar dete na.
Yeah, like just
It's like, why so much effort to find God?
yeah.
Just put it there. Where is he?
Yeah, so I think
Yeah.
one of the major things is to actually look it up and see what they are following, and then based on that, where you will find that verse number. So if it is verse number
Yeah.
47 in this book, it is verse number 147 in this, and 180 in this, and 140. Like it's like, and I'm like trying to find the
Yeah.
Kashmiri version of it now. Um,
Yeah.
but yeah, go ahead if you guys are ready. You're muted.
I didn't realize I was muted. Yeah. Can you hear me now?
Yes.
Yep.
I think I've heard the Kashmiri version of it, and unfortunately, I just don't remember it. so that I can't recite the Kashmiri version of it. But the, is verse number 6 says, and he has given two alternative readings for the same verse. The road I came by wasn't the road I took to go. As I stood on the embankment, breached and bridged, the day faded. I looked in my purse and I couldn't find the smallest coin to give the ferryman. The road I came by wasn't the road I took to go. As I stood on my mind's embankment, the day faded. I looked in my purse and I couldn't find Shiva's name to give the ferryman. So I think here what she's trying to say is that, when she came to this world, when she was born, she was actually more enlightened than when she has kind of she's kind of and in the process, the day has gone by. She's trying to go back to cross the river to go to meet God, or to find her true self. And she finds that she has frittered so much away that she doesn't even have a coin to give the ferryman, so that she can cross the road. I think it's like to me, it seems to be more of just a feeling of frittering away your own life. That's the way I look at it. I don't know if others had different views on that.
Oh, okay. So interestingly, that's much later in the book and not part of the intro. But it's good that you brought it up. You know why? Because I realized it that in this book later on, when the book actually begins, there is Kashmiri on there.
Oh, there is? Where?
I mean, it's written in Kashmiri. Aise vaite gatse na vaite. Is that the one you were talking about? Yeah. So I just looked it up. So I am actually thankful that you did bring it up. So one of my complaints about it was that it didn't have it, but it makes sense that the introduction didn't have much Kashmiri, because it's an introduction, I guess.
Yes. Ayas vatte gayas na vatte.
This poem may be read in two different ways. Do you want to read that part then?
You go ahead. Your voice is.
Yeah, I think you are breaking up. I think it's the internet on your side, because I think the other two.
So why don't you go ahead?
Okay,
and
I will.
read it.
Okay. Ayas vaite, gayas na vaite. This poem may be read in two different ways. It opens with the image of two roads. The first is the natural process of birth, by which the bodied self is born without choice and carrying the baggage of previous lives, and the other, the way by which it leaves the world, death transformed from an inevitable event into a willed and perfected choice to release oneself from the cycle of rebirth. The word vath means both a physical path and a spiritual way. Accordingly, the action of the poem takes place at a threshold moment charged with considerable elusive power, hinting at the possibility of a transformative experience. Twilight surprises the speaker just as she is about to cross a river. The poem itself takes two roads. We are cued to its doubleness of meaning by the difference between an oral and a scribal rendition of a key term in the second line, Suman Soitimans. If read by Suman, this term indicates that the speaker stands on a broken embankment, partially restored by means of makeshift plank bridges. The pronunciation of this artisanal word is identical, however, with the more cultivated Soman from the Sanskrit Swaman, one's own mind. An associated difference between the oral and scribal occurs in the third line. The word har or kauri can be read as har or Shiva. Where is the third line? There was only one line. What the heck?
I think
he's just given the first line of the thing. He is not given the entire thing.
Yeah.
Okay, so
But
I'm
this
back
is
to being
G9,
angry.
G90, G5. And,
So it's G98K5. Oh my G.
okay. Yeah,
G98.
how?
I don't even know which one it is now. This is going to be a nightmare, I feel.
Connecting, maybe, yeah. I'm trying to see, can I? Yeah, but I think what you meant by not having anything to pay the ferryman, I think it's because you leave everything behind. You don't carry everything, so not even the fare to move. I mean, to cross the river, which is, I think, when you
Don't they put a gold coin on your tongue when we die?
is it?
I don't know. I think so because recently I attended a funeral and then the priest said that on the tongue you have to put a gold coin. So I was like thinking that why do you put gold? I don't know if it's a Kashmiri thing or is it a Punjabi thing or something? I don't know. Is it a Kashmiri thing also?
I don't know.
I mean, I don't
No, we only
remember
put
doing this
Ganga
for my
Jal
grandparents. Yeah.
I don't think we put gold coin. No.
Yeah.
We are too acidic for gold coins in our mouth. I tell you that.
I know. I think even South Indians do it, but now I don't remember. Let me see.
No. What I know, the significance of washing the physical body is that you want, I mean, in the sense that you want to clean the physical body so that someone else takes a board in that, like some other soul, etc. That's the only thing that the priest considered explaining to me. Otherwise, things were just too busy. But I don't remember seeing this. I'm trying to.
So
Ah, this is Ayas kame dishe त kame vate gats kame dishe kav jan vat ant dai nahi, I don't think.
no, this is correct, I think.
Yeah,
I think that's the one.
That's not. That's the different. Is this the one?
Yeah, it says it starts with Ayas Vaiti
That's the one.
Gayas na Vaiti.
No, yeah, that's not the one.
Oh my god. So I feel
Okay, I found it.
which one is it?
Ayas vate gayas na vate.
JK का क्या है? JK का कौन सा नंबर है?
So I'm on Kashmir as it is, and there
I Kashmir.
the one you will usme, I think, I don't know, I think this is Sharda Lipi maybe here. They have a translation. They've got Hindi wala Kashmiri and one
किसमें?
Sharda translation is
iKashmir.net
there.
पे.
KashmirAsItis.com. You'll go to Lal Vaakh
Kashmir as it
there
is.
on the website. Yeah.
Kashmir as it is.
Oh, so it says, I came into this world by the right way, but did not take the right way back. In the midst of the bridge, I lost the daylight.
Yeah.
Which is the twilight that this one's referring to. I searched my pocket to find that no money, which means no spiritual path, is there. Now, what shall I give the boatman to take me across? So, when you're crossing from the physical to whatever the end of life is, it's the spiritual path which will take you there, which is like you don't choose how you're born, but you choose when you want the release from the birth rebirth cycle. Yeah.
So what happened here? So there are two to go and to come back, and then yeah, I actually stopped at that place, right? He says there's Twilight surprises the speaker just as she's about to cross a river. The poem itself takes two roads. We are cued to its double meaningness, okay? And then it says, depending on which combination we prefer, Suman plus Har or Soman plus Har, which is either it is the Har is the bridge basically, or Shiva, The poem functions either as a lament on the travails of everyday life or as an esoteric account of a spiritual crisis. The speaker may have been surprised by the twilight on an embankment in disrepair, caught short of travel money, or she may stand on the precarious embankment of her own mind, aware that she has not developed the necessary reserves of meditative energy to embark on the next stage in her journey. The figure of the ferryman suggests the myth of the soul's perilous journey across the river Vaitarni after death. Oh, as in similar myths found in ancient Egypt, Greece, Hindu mythology also equipped the soul with a coin for the ferryman to ease the discomforts of transit. The cowrie that Lala finds she does not possess, the talismans of Shiva's name. Okay.
Yeah.
Interesting. So that
Very
coin
interesting.
is probably true for Hindus
Double
because
meaning.
cowrie.
What's
What did
the
you say?
coin?
Isn't cowries those small little, what do they call them? Beads, not beads. Those shells that you find in the sea, like those small little. That's what I thought.
Har
cowries
chna banatem.
har, right? That's what I thought.
Right? The one we play,
Yeah.
yes, the Shivratri, what we
Yeah.
play with, right?
Wow.
Gwennet is divan har. Aak har, zahar,
Is
matlab
it
used to.
like वो barter system में?
I think so. That's how we trade in Shivratri for sure, I'll tell you that. Anyways, very interesting stuff. Vinita ji, do you want to go? It seems like the looking up of it is a bit of a thing. Maybe like next week we should like assign one verse each.
Yeah, I was thinking
Yeah,
the
let's
same.
figure it out now only, right? Which ones to read, right?
हाँ वही तो it looks like we have अरे 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 कहाँ गया? By the way, I am doing just an audio recording of this, if that's okay.
Yeah.
I thought the video recording was kind of an overkill. I'm just going to because many people who have not attended, some people actually said, can you like tell me what happened to catch up, to play catch up? Said, okay, fine, I'll record it and you guys can listen to it later. We can just make it into a podcast kind of a thing. So there are a total of 100 and 146, of which like a few things are just blank. He has not translated 138, 39, 40, 41. He just like certain things are like blank in between. He's not translated them. He's like, well, I don't know about this. Anyway, so it's roughly, let's say 140. So whenever we are finished, let's say 4 of us, before leaving today, we'll just say, okay, next time when we meet, 2, 2, 2, 2. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And then we'll just discuss it that way instead of all of us reading it. And then if we like something and that strikes, we can just go back and read that particular one. And that'll be the best way to do it, I think. Plus, because I think more or less everything is kind of saying the same thing. So we can just go through this quickly like that. But for right now, if you want to read something, Vinita ji, maybe we can do that.
Should I do it that poem 48, the first page, that where it says Lal Vaakh, life, poetry, and historical context? Should we start there? Is that where you want me to start?
No, let's do one of the poems. It seems like that would be the best.
Okay.
Funny thing is that he's it's just the way it's laid out, it's very weird actually, this book.
Because when you start I don't understand. When you start the first chapter, why is it poem 48? Where is poem number 1? I that's what I would like to know. I mean, I would like to start at the beginning. Where is the beginning?
Okay, so basically, if you, it's a very good question. It seems like when you click on the poems, it says deep poems. That's just the poems, right? and that's only in English. And then if you go into notes to the poems, that's where we were going. That's where the notes were for the poems. So I think what you could do is you can start from there. It
Poem
says
number 1, right?
one
The one where it
he has not described,
scientific.
one he has not written any notes on. So I would say
Right.
don't, let's not read. Let's read only ones which have notes in them, and then we'll come back to the ones without the notes. So you can do the second one maybe.
Where is it? Hold on.
K87. When kya chu K87 Latan Hund Maz Laryom Watan. That's
Where
the
is it?
first.
Oh,
That's the
that's
first
the-
line of it.
okay.
But what is the rest of it? Can you find?
Wait a minute.
Aarti.
I'm lost. Sorry.
Yeah, Latan. Okay. Latan hun Maz. Oh.
I hear you.
I got it. I don't want to talk about it so early in the morning.
Well, it's night somewhere.
Yeah, which basically shows how superficial I am in my understanding.
But anyways, that's just the one line. Then there is no 4 lines to it.
This Latan hun Maz Laryom Watan Eki Havnam Ekchi Wat Yum Bozan Timakon Matan Lalibuz Shatan Kunikat. Ah, oh, okay.
Okay, where is this? This is
Yeah.
not on iKashmir for sure.
Oh yeah, I Kashmir as it is.com, Lal Vaakh. I'm still there.
.com Lal
Do you
Vaakh.
want? I'm actually.
Where did you? Where should I go to? What link is it?
What I'm on my laptop.
Can you
where
put
I'm-
it? Can you put it on that WhatsApp group, please?
Yeah, wait. I'll just click a photograph of that and.
I guess I need an iPad, iPhone, everything while I'm reading.
Yeah,
it.
you know, yeah. Because you're like, it's really like the Da Vinci Code. You have something
Yeah,
on the
oh
museum
God.
wall. You've got something on your. Here, I hope this suffices. I've sent something on the group.
Okay, let's see.
I did not know about this website, but it seems like it's more like authentic.
Yeah, they've got the
Laryom
Sharda.
Watan Aki Ahmad Yati.
Kaiti chai Lal Vaakh meshun fikir tarah. But you have to send me. Oh, okay, I got it. I think.
Kon Matan Lele Duz Shatan Kuni.
Oh wait, there have been like talk sessions on this also.
Yeah.
Oh. If it's written in Hindi, it becomes a little easier for me to understand turn it into Kashmiri somehow, right?
Yeah.
That's what
Latan
exactly.
Hund
Same problem.
Right.
I sent you guys the link. It's on.
This is better. Like when you what you
Yeah.
said.
Is this Lal Vaakh 2? Is that the link? Lal Vaakh 2? Yeah. Okay, I sent you guys the link. Now we can go there and we can post it here as well. You can post it here in the chat if you're able
yeah.
to. Yeah, if you're able to do that. Hi Anamika. Happy New Year.
Hi, are you back from India?
By the way, just want to say that I am doing an audio recording of this, so yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, so maybe best to pause it, or I can speak. It's not a secret.
Okay, I'm pausing it.
Latan hun Maz. Yeah.
Is this the same page I'm on? I'm still getting confused. I treaded several paths. Is that the one?
Correct. Yeah.
Okay. I treaded several paths, so much so that my soles wore off. Then my inner self guided me to follow the path of my consciousness to reach the ultimate destination. Why would not those who would hear it go crazy? I, Lala, could hear only one word, Om, without getting distracted by hundreds of other sounds.
Wow.
Yeah, so Ranjit Hoskote has written, he has written about both Vaaks, the number 1 and 2. Gwadnuko Supratyun Tirthan Gatsan Sanyas, And the second one starts Latan Hun Mas Laryom Vatan. These Vaaks 1 and 2 contains the kernel of Laldat's spiritual practice. Her concern is with inward and inner directed evolution, not with the pursuit of shrines and pilgrimages, rituals and scriptures, observances and sacrifices. She argues that there is no reason to seek the divine in places especially designated as holy, since the divine or the self is the core of one's own being. Parenthetically, we may note the skepticism expressed by many Indian mystic poets towards pilgrimage sites, which often functions as staging posts in an economy of faith that replaces the elusive possibility of grace with the more tangible practicalities of commerce. The faraway grass of poem 1, the luxuriant dramun, is the durva grass used in Hindu rituals. In poem 2, we find Lala is her persona as the wanderer, intimate with the landscape and a stranger to the domestic settings. Since the divine pervades the universe, Lala teaches an experience of realization or enlightenment is potentially available anywhere. As Joseph Campbell observes in The Hero with 1,000 Faces, a great temple can be established anywhere because finally the all is everywhere, and anywhere may become the seat of power. Any blade of grass may assume, in myth, the figure of the Savior and conduct the questing wanderer into the sanctorum of his own heart. 2008-35 apparently. The secret that lies at the heart of wisdom teaching is usually a simple yet compelling and often ignored truth. Here it is the understanding of the omnipresence of the divine, which Lala distills from 100 pieces of talk from the discourses and doctrines. All right. I feel that Hoskote has embellished it too much with English.
Yeah, I mean, he had to sell the book probably. So
it's already sold and then the person is reading.
Yeah, but I really want to now. I really want to go back to the other book and look at that version as well. Like it's making me even more excited to start comparing the other versions because it's a bit deeper as well. I feel there are some additional notes at the end of the book that the author explains. So one, of course, is basic meaning translated in English, but there are additional notes at the end as well.
Yeah.
But this is the same that I know I've said it too many times here on the different parts of spiritual journey, whether the Shiva Lord resides in yourself, and imagine a time when you realize this, you'll be like the person or the pursuer goes crazy, realizing that this is there.
Yeah, basically she doesn't necessarily says that she doesn't say that it doesn't matter which path you take. She ultimately says that it's basically the path to yourself. So it really doesn't matter that if you're going here or there, or you're like traveling to a temple or not. Ultimately all of these are the path to yourself, basically. Whichever you take. And she's basically like not found it so far. I have not seen that. But anyways, so I'm finding like a few things here, like how we are going to structure finally, like how to start reading this thing, because we are doing a cross reference a lot. So should we all like stick to one book each and then compare the same box from 4, because it's taking time to look it up.
Yeah. Or maybe even if we assign, can we just assign say 4 Vaaks for say next session, and we just talk about interpretations. I mean, it could be anything.
Correct. Well, whatever we found interpretations from all the interpretations.
Website is that wherever.
Yeah. Okay, I think that makes sense, because then we are all subject matter experts that way, right? Instead of like instead of experts in which book we are reading, I guess. Okay, so do we want to, okay, so what do we want to take as reference is the question. So that's my question. Which should we, because we start from here, from poem 1 and 2 here, like G, which is like notes to the poem. In Hoskotes. So he started like with
the oh yeah, but then he's mentioned this in English, so like how do you find that?
Yeah, like you can so you have to go to notes to the poem. There he has put the first line. So
let's just pick up from there.
Okay. So notes to the poem. So we'll start from there. The first two we already kind of read, but we didn't really go in depth with the meaning of it in the other books or other references. So maybe Vinita ji, since you were reading it, you can take it on. The one and two. You understand what we are talking about, 1 and 2, right?
1 and 2 from Hoskote's book only?
Hoskote's book, notes to the poems. Do you see that?
Page 212.
Hold on. I lost a page.
I mean, the page changes if your font is different.
Yeah,
okay, let me go to the context. Okay, so... Okay, now tell me. Okay. Now I'm on his book. So you want me to go by the first chapter, or should I go to the poems?
Notes to the poems.
Okay, notes to the poems. Got it.
So in notes to the poems, he has written 1 and 2. Some of them have notes, some of them don't have. So you can look up the 1 and 2. He has put only like the first sentence of the Vaakh, but you can find that Vaakh somewhere else, like in full, and then basically explore those two Vaakhs and come back.
Okay.
So what is his short form, like 1.G colon 36 / K colon 1? What does that mean? Can you explain that?
So he has...
I see, he has mentioned it earlier. Okay.
Yeah, he has mentioned...
It's like the different authors, right?
Yeah.
What sequence they have put in the works.
Yeah, which book it is. So which page number is that on that font which you were at, Aarti? Because I was at the same font also.
212? The first...
The references, where are the references in that font? Which page?
Notes wala, notes to the poems mein, you have the references G36, K108.
I know.
K87.
No, I understand that part. But where does that say what K means or G means?
Yeah, he talks about it, I think, on the very first introduction to it. Now I see that. If you read if you go to the notes to the poem, in the first few paragraphs, he kind of explains what G and K mean.
Notes to the poems. Okay.
Yeah, because this was also the same in the other book that I read. Okay. I think everyone just follows this.
Okay, so G is
Grierson
and Barnett's numbering, and K is Call, that Professor Jayalal Call. Now, if you go back to Kashmiri as it is, what are they doing?
Good question.
But how are you looking that up? Because they are not numbered, right?
Yeah, I'm just like cursory glance and saying, yeah, this looks like Latan. Maximizing.
Oh, I see. Okay, so basically you just have to... Oh, well.
Yeah, this was for work.
It's a bit of work, yeah.
Yeah, if we choose what it is, I can help. I mean, I'll find something and I'll post it on the group in case someone needs a reference to.
Yeah, so ikashmir.net has the references, but again, the JK is Jayalal Call. That call is JK in that, and he does not have the reference to the Barrett or whatever that was. Anyways, so I think we have enough information. We have enough. We can. Yeah. Wherever you find whatever, and there are also like posts of like they have discussed it, so you can also listen to that. So I posted that the talk session in Kashmiri as it is. So maybe you will find something else that has been discussed already. So that would be interesting also. Okay, so Vinita ji is 1, 2, and who is 3, 4?
I'll take up 3 and 4.
Okay, 5, 6. I can take 5, 6. Then Rajendra ji, you're 7, 8. Anamika, do you want to try to do 9, 10? If not, it's okay. Try to do 9 and 10. But if you're not able to do it, we'll take it on the next session. Okay, sounds good. Did you all get it? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 is me. 5, 6 is me. And Rajan is 7, 8.
Okay.
All right, guys.
Yeah.
Thank you.
I also want to leave with the thought that on the intro page, there is a mention of Nand Rishi. Anyone heard of him? So apparently the disciple of Lal Vaakh and also an apparent heir to her forms of teaching. Also, my last name is Rishi and not Rena. So I'm kind of going back to, I want to see my family tree if this has got something to do with it. But my parents discarded it. Nahi, Nand Rishi Muslim tha. I'm like, he got converted and everything, giving them all of the context. But that's also one thing I want to go back to, like how, because I've not seen anyone else use the last name Rishi, and I know there was a deliberate change that my grandparents' parents did somewhere to change it from Rishi to Rena and had something to do with the Exodus as well. Is all that I know, but it was really wow to say that to look at someone having the same name, and I think he was also a convert. I don't know much about him honestly, but
we should probably start with the introduction next session. Maybe we can just read through the introduction without the Vaaks that are being included in there. But he basically talks about how many people have actually translated and how many people are actually, like most of them who have translated are all foreigners, honestly. Not many are Kashmiri Pandits. So anyways, so something to do. Maybe we all come back with notes and discuss.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. See you
all right.
next
Thanks
week.
so much.
Yeah. Next week I will
Thank
have
you. Thanks.
Take
Bye.
care. Bye.
Bye. Good night.
Bye.